Hey guys, welcome back. This video is going to be about toxic people and whether they choose to change or not. Of course, the choice is up to them because we all have free will. I had the high hopes of changing the 12 toxic people in my life. But it has been becoming abundantly clear that that is not going to be the case. And I am told to not hold myself accountable because it didn't work. Even though I feel that I failed. You can only do your best. You can't make someone change that doesn't want to change, who has free will. You can't interfere with their free will in any way, shape, or form. If you do, you get karma. Now, free will comes in many different areas. Privacy, choices, and a bunch of others. These people choose not to change themselves. I think it's mostly because they're afraid of what would happen if they did. But little do they know what would happen if they did is their life would become better. It would become easier, it would become happier, and it would become more blessed with blessings. Who can be afraid of that? Because that's the complete opposite of the life they're living now. When you live that kind of life your whole life, it's got to get very tiring. I can only imagine. I know I would. I've been stuck in a toxic karmic cycle for about 10 years now. And I'm tired of it and I'm over it and I closed it out. I closed the cycle out and God's closing out the ones who refuse to close it. Because I learned my lessons, it's time for me to move on. And it's time for these people who taught me the lessons to move on down their path in their own direction. On to their next person that they need to meet. Just because someone's in your life doesn't mean they're meant to be there forever. That is not the case. People are put in your life for three different reasons. One, it's short term for you to learn a lesson from, and then they are to go. Two, some people are in your life for a couple seasons, and then they're meant to go to teach you some lessons. And third is meant to be forever. You just have to decide and decipher which one is which. Karmics are only in your life for a very short time for you to learn a lesson, and then you both move on down your separate ways. You can't keep a karmic cycle open forever. God's not going to allow that. He's going to close it just like he did with my people from my past. Once the lessons are done, you have to go your separate ways, like it or not. Because there's more people on both ends that need to learn more lessons from other people. People don't understand that. Or they don't want to. Whatever the case may be. But you can't keep a karmic cycle open because God's already closed it, in my case. I closed it on my end. He closed it on the other's end. On the toxic people's end. Some people are just hard-headed and think they know it all. They think they're God and can do whatever they please, and that's not the case. And God's going to prove that to you one way or another. whether you like it or not. Now, you can either move down your new path with somebody else, or God can drag you kicking and screaming to it. And when he does, it's going to be extremely harder than if you did it yourself. So why put yourself through that? Why put yourself through that? Why make your life harder than it has to be? There's no point in it. That's self-sabotaging. What is self-sabotaging? Self-sabotaging is doing things that are not good for you. Like moving down your path after your lessons are supposed to be learned. But a lot of people on my toxic people's end didn't learn their lessons. But the toxic cycle is over. They're being forced to move down their path, as they should be. Because there are new people coming in that I have to learn lessons from. So the old ones have to go. Especially if they're not meant to be. But people on this planet think that they can do whatever they please and think that it's going to happen and they can get away with it. And it's mostly for greed, and that's not going to happen. You will have a harsh wake-up call if you don't do it yourself. You have to accept when things are over and done. Just like it takes two to be in a relationship. If one wants a relationship and the other don't, it's not going to happen. Because both have to agree. You can't have a one-sided relationship with yourself. That's kind of stupid. If someone says no, you have to accept it and move on, whether you choose to like it or not. That's the way it is, and there's no way around it. Either you accept it and you move on, or God's going to force you to. And like I said, it's not going to be pretty. Why make it harder on yourself than it has to be? I mean, grow a brain. Listen, just because you don't want it to end, don't mean it's going to stay open forever. No. No. It don't work that way. You're going to keep getting karma until you do. And if you don't do it within God's time limit, then He's going to force it to close. And like I said, it's going to make your life hard. People need to learn to accept when things are done, over, and ended. Just because you live in denial and don't want it to end, don't mean it's going to continue. Because you can't force someone to be in a relationship with you that doesn't want you. That's not how it works. And when you try to do that, you're going against someone's free will, and that's major karma. You can't infringe on people's free will. Without getting major karma. I mean, come on now. How would you feel if somebody infringed on your free will? Would you like it? Well, then don't do it to others. Always put the shoe on the other foot to see how you would feel if someone did it to you. Before you make any decision. If you wouldn't like it, then that right there is telling you not to do it. And if you continue to do it, guess what? Bing, bing, bing. Major karma coming in. Hello, karma's here. People don't use the brain they were given. I mean, my gosh. Makes no sense. That's why I can't stand to deal with ignorant people. And I'm not being mean, I'm really not. But if you don't use the brain you were given, what the hell are you doing here? You're just taking up space on the planet. Because you're not learning things from it. And you're not using your head. And I mean the one on your shoulders, not the one below the belt. Some people don't use their brain at all. And that is sad. But yet they have someone who does use their brain and who seems to have a little bit of smarts, and they hold that against them, when that's not that person's fault. Okay guys, time has run out, so I have to end this here and now. So please like, share, subscribe, comment below, thumbs up, send your friends to the channel. Please check out other content on this channel. Please hit the like button. I would appreciate it very much. It also builds up good karma for you, as well as doing other things. I hope you will come back and check out other content. I hope you will come back and check out content after the first of the year, hopefully, if everything goes well. There will be a variety of content on this channel. I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.